Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Egg and Baby in the morning, early on a Sunday, 8:50 a.m. on a Sunday morning. How about that, baby? How do you feel about that? It's not even 9 yet. Again, I would encourage you, if you're like, what the heck, when did you do this, and that, and the other? Check out the Streaming of Isaac playlist. Lots of content going up over there. YouTube videos every single day, and apparently each one is going to be about 80 minutes long just to accomplish anything. I'm not being rude, I'm just saying that the game has gotten a lot longer, quite frankly, and in some ways I think it's a good thing. It means you need to push a little bit harder to actually accomplish what you're trying to do. So I feel like it's dawning on me how much we have to unlock. I want to get good with Bethany. I feel like I need to really sink my teeth in. This is like a high-level course in university. You know, this is not Biol 101 where they're like the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. You might be saying, by the way, that's actually 10th grade biology. Yeah, first year university biology is pretty much just a rehash of, you know, what you learned in middle school. Anyway, sorry. We're moving on. That point is not germane to the conversation here. We got a lot of stuff to unlock. So what's the game plan? Let's just do it, you know? I want to do Dark Path Bethany. No matter what, you know, like we can't always... I guess the way I would think about this is if this run starts popping, like if this becomes an unbelievably strong run, we could always mix it up and not do Dark Path. This is new stuff. Okay, hold on. I know what this is. This gives you... It's almost like it turns you into like a weird sprinkler. It's okay and might make the wisps better, but I've never seen this before. So I thought it was worth a try. A very quality choice, though. They lurk inside. You kill enemies. The enemies have a chance, maybe, to become familiars. That seems unbelievably fantastic. Maybe you can only get a certain number per floor or something. Oh, they only last a certain amount of time. Still, though, that seems like insanely good. Also, very cool, like very, very creative design. That's neat. I wouldn't have anticipated that, but very, very cool, very swag. I like it. I'm also like the thing with Bethany is like I have so much. I mean, it's not me, it's everybody, but I have so much like legwork to do to figure out which items are good with the Book of Virtues and which aren't, because it's like a complete inversion of what is, you know, the normal, you know, value hierarchy, if you will, for every single item. You know, there's stuff like Isaac's Jar of Tears we thought was truly horrendous, and then, you know, like little did you know, turns out it's actually amazing. In the right circumstance, at least. Alright, remember, you can't take Spirit Hearts. Well, if our new item works super well for us, like if it works as intended, I'm pretty sure we're about to get 1,000,000 familiars when we break these Larry Juniors up, so like this is over, man. This fight's over. And I won't... I don't know, it's a tough call. I want to say I'm not going to prioritize the alt path, just because we're trying to get some unlocks that might otherwise... Like, I think you look, it's really early on in the Repentance life cycle. You might disagree because there's, you know, streamers, and I'm not even excluding myself here, who have been playing a ton of the game and, you know, obviously uncovering late game stuff and you know, what have you. But still, I think for now, I gotta kind of choose where I want to go right from the get-go. You know, I gotta make a decision and then kind of roll with it. And right now, thank God, dude, thank God there was a block there. That's nice design. I appreciate it. How was my weekend? I'm glad you asked. I had a nice Saturday. Very low-key. I mean, things are getting a little, you know, spicy here again with respect to, you know, the pandemic. Kind of just sitting tight, waiting for our turn to get vaccinated, but also, like, the cases in British Columbia are, you know, getting pretty bad again. So we're almost in, like, spring 2020 mode once more, just kind of trying to ride it out, and, you know, eventually they're gonna get down the list I don't know where, you know, able-bodied, relatively young, people who work from home to begin with are gonna end up on the list. I'm you know, maybe I'll end up having to scrape, you know, somebody else that's more deserving, scrape their vials out of the trash can, and then, like, you know, hobble together a dose for myself, but we're gonna get there one day. And then I assure you, from that point onwards, the grocery store anecdotes will return. We actually did go to the grocery store, but it's kind of an unexciting, you know, trip. We bought, food, which was pretty cool. I gotta tell you, know, like, I know I've gone off on this a couple times recently. If you've been watching the streams, I apologize for the duplicate content. You son of a... Okay, so when you kill enemies, they will explode into, like, varicose veins tears now. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, baby. We gotta be careful here, by the way, because if we... And we likely will get a deal with the devil, but with a deal with the devil... we have to be careful because we can't generate spirit hearts for ourselves. So any HP we lose, we either have to be very confident it's the right choice, or we have to be able to replenish it via red hearts. Hey, honey. But we've been using, like, we bought an air fryer. The reason we bought an air fryer is actually, believe it or not, like, I don't feel like I have to justify it, but... You know, anytime you spend any discretionary amount of money on the internet, it's like, you know... You got two different camps you gotta watch out for. One is, like, if you just bought Bitcoin with that, you'd be in outer space right now. And then the other one is, like, didn't you know that could have bought you, like, you know, a 12-kilogram sack of dried beans? You could have ate like a king for a year. Soul Locket. I don't know what this item does, but I will tell you that I feel like one of the things it probably does is give us soul hearts. Which is not great, but at least there is utility for them. It's not like it's a zero. I'm feeling the burn of very limited damage right now, though. No doubt about that. So I don't think I'm going to go to the alt path, but, you know, Mega Satan is something you got to do with every character. So if we can... get these early deals with the Angel, then I don't mind it. See, this is just high-octane gaming here. I might be the smartest gamer, maybe on Earth. It's been suggested, at least. But we bought an air fryer. We bought it for baby food, actually. And we'll just be continuing... you know what? We should check our curse room really quickly. Because, I don't know, Guppy's head seems like it could be incredible here. But yeah, it's good for baby food. You know, if you have to... process like some starchy vegetables quickly, the air fryer, which is admittedly basically just like a very, very fast oven. Cards, please. I'll take it. It's nice for that if you're making your own baby food instead of just buying like Gerber or whatever. Which is this whole ball of wax, you know, like every major baby food that was made with rice like 3 months ago had an expose where there were unsafe levels of heavy metals inside of the food, and then every single company was like, we don't... I mean, look, I don't work in the baby food industry, but they were like, that mercury... So, somebody else put that there. And I'm like, I think, you know, we might have to temporarily just go our own way on this one. Donation machine's still pretty healthy here. I'm not sweating it. So, we originally bought it for baby food, and I've been using it for... That could be amazing, dude! I've been using it, at any time I get the opportunity, just to kind of figure out what it's all about. And I gotta tell you, I love it. So many uses for... Like, basically, if I had to explain what the purpose of an air fryer is... And I'm sure, like, I read a stat that something like 80%, or not 80%, but like 48% of American households already have one, so, you know, I apologize if I'm already preaching to the converted, but, like, it's basically like anything that you would ever want to be crispy, cooking it in the air fryer instead of the oven will save you, like, half the time. It might not seem like a lot, but, you know... If you're trying to cook like something crispy in the oven, you gotta preheat the oven. You're gonna have to use a little bit more oil as well. Preheating the oven. I mean, just getting our oven up to like 400 degrees, which is not even the temperature at like most stuff actually gets kind of crispy, but it's could take like 15 minutes. And then another, you know, like if, let's say you're making French fries or something like that, it might take half an hour to, if you're cooking from raw, to actually get them to crisp up. In the air fryer, raw potato to crispy, like, you know, quartered potatoes, hash browns, whatever you want, home fries, I guess. Like literally 20 minutes. You turn it on, it preheats in 2 minutes, and it's hot and good to go. And then the other case is like if you were using it, hold on, this guy got to focus a little bit, believe it or not. Well, there goes our deal, but that's fine, because I don't really know what I'm doing against this guy anyway. Please give me some familiars. I need the familiars. That's the only damage dealer we got right now. This is spicy, man. The other thing is, any food that might, you know, you want to deep fry it, this is nuts. You can do it in the air fryer. Again, fraction of the time, fraction of the mess, and less oil, which is something that might appeal to you if you're trying to be a little bit more health conscious. I was not a believer because I am like the same as the rest of the internet, where whenever new thing gets invented, I'm like, new thing, but we already have old thing. It's a solved problem. So Kate was like, do you want to get an air fryer? And I was like, you know, happy wife, happy life. She wants it for baby food, then let's do it. And now I'm using it all the time. It's like the best purchase I've made in, I don't know, maybe my whole life. This is not a sponsored video from the air fryer industry. I'm just, like, I was really impressed, you know? Sometimes we'll have, like a meal prep kit, and it's like, you know, slice these potatoes up and put them in the oven. Now, instead, I just, you know, slice them up, put them in the air fryer, and they turn out, like, they turn out sinful. They're like potatoes that you... In normal circumstances, if you got them at a restaurant, you'd be like, oh, these are horrible for me. But instead, you know, because it's the air fryer, you can kind of trick yourself and be like, ooh, these are... these are probably good because I use less oil, but still, yeah, some for sure. But I would, honestly, if you're into the crispy arts, I would definitely recommend it. I know I'm late to the party to an extreme degree. But if you are a member of the crispy arts, I would recommend it to a high degree. Brussels sprouts, potatoes, broccoli. Sometimes, you know, we get Korean food. You know, maybe you'll get like Korean fried chicken or, you know, tonggusuk, which is sweet and sour pork. You know, if you have leftovers the next day, they're in the fridge. They turn out kind of like gooey and gummy. Put it in the air fryer for like 5 minutes. It's not quite as good as the original, but it's like, it's pretty close. It tastes like it's fresh, but your like Uber Eats driver was just a little bit, you know, they got caught in a traffic jam, let's say. Alright, so look, I've already extolled the virtues of the air fryer so far in this episode. We've had some banter. Now we gotta think about, like how are we gonna make this run work? I think it's already working, for the record. Have you always had bangs? When did you get that center part? I always knew Wrath was a zoomer with the Jonathan Taylor Thomas cut. Come on, man. This is getting a little silly, quite frankly. Another HP upgrade. Are we done with this floor? We don't have to be done with this floor. I'm really, like... And I think we're doing a good job, but we're trying to get in the habit of, like... Look, I'm not going to get literally every single advantage that exists in this game, but we're going to do our best to get almost all of them. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. And I gotta tell you, baby, you're gonna love the air fryer. Oh my god. Like, right now, you're still eating a lot of, like, green mush. Once I peeked ahead in the baby cookbook, and sometime this month, you're getting some potatoes. Oh my god. You got 50%, let me rephrase. 50% of your DNA is mine. If there's any genetic coding for love of potatoes, like, it's gonna be the happiest day of your life when you're introduced to them. I do like the petrified poop, but I think, again, I don't know how many times I've said it, but I'll say it one more time. Keeping your HP high seems, you know, pretty relevant early on here in Repentance. You know, we're trying to remind ourselves it's a marathon and not a sprint. So I gotta remind myself as well, we're going to the dark path. We're not going to the light path. We're taking the negative. We're going to Shoal. We're unlocking stuff. It's been a long time since I had to worry about this. Got to keep it locked in the muscle memory. I will also say, with respect to an air fryer, shut up about the air fryer. Start talking about the new drop rate of Tinted Rocks. Extreme Bugs Bunny voice? No, or at least not yet. I still don't really know how to play Bethany, by the way. I'm just, every once in a while, I'm just sending as many wisps out there as I can and, like, I don't know, hoping to keep them alive, I guess, because it's like, what's the opposite of diminishing returns? It's like accelerating returns. I feel like the more wisps you have, the more valuable your next wisp is as well. But also the harder it is to keep because of the advancing, like, radius surrounding your body. Anyway, what else we got going on? Not that. Oh, I was gonna steelman the air fryer argument a little bit. A lot of people will tell you it's just a fancy toaster oven. That's correct. If you already have a toaster oven, do you need an air fryer? Possibly not. We did not have a toaster oven. Some people will tell you it's just like a cool oven. Those people are, I don't know, they've been sent by the oven agenda. We use our oven more than any other millennials I know that are not addicted to, you know, making sourdough. I use our oven legitimately, I would say 3 times a week. The air fryer is going to reduce that a bit, but I got nothing against the oven. I'm trying to tell you I'm a genuine source of, you know, pro-oven rhetoric, and there's so many advantages to the air fryer, man. The fact that you don't have to preheat. Well, you do preheat, but the preheating takes like 60 seconds instead of 15 minutes. And I gotta tell you, when I was talking about it on stream, I was surprised how many people out there are cooking their stuff in the oven without preheating it. I mean, if your oven preheats quickly, more power to you, you know. If it preheats in a couple of minutes, you can throw your frozen pizza in there right off the get-go, I guess. But for me personally, you know, I'd be putting that pizza into a cold oven. I don't think that it would cook properly. I would black ruin this. Yeah, I got no problem there. I got no problem there. Hey, baby. We don't care about the pills, so yeah, let's do this. That is a shot speed and range upgrade. That's okay, it's not that bad at least. We really want to play more of this Demon Judgment for sure. Son of a... I thought we had him. Anyway, long story short. There's a real anti-air fryer agenda out there. I think it all stems from, like, the idea that, you know, and this is, maybe it's gonna come across weird, but you know, like, if you're in a group of friends and, like, you're all on the same level, and then one of your friends starts to be like, hey, guess what? I'm gonna, like, get super ripped. There's a little tendency, you know, you'd like to think that you would be supportive, but some people, and different people at some times have, like, a little jealousy in them, right? They'll say, like, oh, you don't even want to get that ripped. Oh, do you really think you're going to succeed on this? You know, stuff that is almost under the guise of, you know, friendship. I just don't want you to get disappointed. But really, those feelings come from, like, a place of, hey, I don't want you to, like, leave us behind. Like, you think you're better than us just because, like, you're going to start to care about yourself? It happens all the time. I think that's a little window into the air fryer hate, which is people go like, oh, you know, you think you're better than me just because, like, your chicken wings come out nice and crispy? And I'm like, I'm just here for the flavor, man. It doesn't have to be about all that. Anyway, what else is going on? But if you haven't watched a lot of Isaac recently, this is pretty much like I mean, like, we're fishing at the bottom of the barrel for... Is that how that works? Shooting fish in the bottom of the barrel? for anecdotes. It's just TV, baby, and, like, I don't even know after that. Like, inside baseball about the YouTube industry, but I'm doing my best. A lot. I couldn't agree more. What she said is, hey, talk about episode 3 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I will. No spoilers, by the way. I'm not having a great fight here, for the record. We've been watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And again, we're gonna stay on the default path here for now. I think that show is pretty good. Let's go back for our item room real quick. But I'll cop to the fact that, and I know I said this like when I was watching WandaVision, I felt a little bit like WandaVision was almost, it got too into its own joke at the start, at least. I thought it came around eventually, and was almost like so non-Marvel that I was skeptical of it. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now, I have like the opposite problem, where I'm like, oh, this show, like, I like the cinematic universe implications of what's going on here, but at the same time, I kind of feel like this show is a little too, like, nakedly Marvel for me, but still an enjoyable watch. I gotta tell you, like, I don't want to... full disclosure, I do not hold shares of the Disney Corporation. But I looked on Netflix, okay, this weekend, and I was, like, trying to find something to watch. I couldn't find anything. Obviously, there's stuff, right? Like, it's not like it's devoid of things to watch, but, a 5-room. I mean, we gotta do it. Like, what kind of message would it send if I didn't do this here? But I don't think we'll take Eve's mascara. The fire rate down is too much. I did end up watching an episode of Marriage or Mortgage, which was recommended as trash TV by my chat. The general premise of that show is that, you know, couples have a budget, and then they talk to a wedding planner and a real estate agent who are in competition with one another. And then both the real estate agent tries to sell them on a house that fits their desires, and the wedding planner tries to sell them on their dream wedding. This is not almond milk, right? Like, if this is almond milk, I'll be very upset. Oh, it's a new buddy in a box. Yo, it looks so cool, though. Hey, baby. We're not gonna take Eve's mascara, but I will, I think, go to the curse room really quick. I'm prepared for this to be a long run. It's only 9:12 a.m. So the first couple on the show, they had a budget of like $35,000, and they show them like all these different venues, and like you could have this, and they're, you know, then they show them, oh, that's exactly what we were looking for, man. Then they show them, you know, a bunch of houses, and they're like, you could have this, you could have this. And then they decide which one are you going to go with. It's kind of like the HGTV show Love It or Listed, but like with a little marriage quirk. It's really like designed in a laboratory to be like HGTV plus TLC equals $, B with a $, etc., etc. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Or back into here, I suppose. But I was laughing, and it's not funny, but there's humor to it. Let's put it that way. It's kind of sad, but it's also a little funny. If you can't see the humor, you know, we run in different circles. But basically, like in the... I can't. In the first episode of Marriage or Mortgage, after an hour of, you know, figuring out, you know, what they want, they decide, you know what, we're gonna go with the marriage. We're gonna spend our budget on our dream wedding. More power to you. You know, they picked a venue that was like a brewery, and they were gonna have like a trolley come around and pick up all their friends, and it was like very historic, and there was a lot of ambiance. And then literally, like, as the episode ends, there's like the text comes up on the screen, and it's like, due to COVID-19, it turns out they were actually unable to have their dream wedding, so instead they just like did a small ceremony, and then like some of the stuff they kept in as well. But I'm like, man, it's just like, I felt, and you know, it's their day, not mine. So I'm not really complaining, but it was just some humor in, like, we went through this whole production for like an hour, and then after the hour was up, they're like, oh yeah, none of it mattered because of the pandemic. I'm not saying they could have seen it coming. I'm just like, you know, it was very kind of Nietzschean entertainment, I guess. We definitely want this. I don't know, like, Void might be kind of sick here. But I really, like, because we don't know what it does with Book of Virtues. I feel like the poop is doing great stuff with Book of Virtues. But maybe the Void, vessels, or wisps, I should say, would actually be, like, super-powered or something. I think we owe it to the game to give it a try. And we won't suck up the key piece, because we do want to have a chance to fight Mega Satan. Like, that's a choice unlock. It's really hard to get to force a run to fight Mega Satan. You know, you kind of gotta play the percentages. So I think we got pretty lucky there. So sure, let's take this. Let's take Void. Let's not suck up the poop. Although, I don't know, maybe if we sucked up enough active items, we'd get even more wisps out of every play? I don't know. We do appear to have a poop wisp on that one. That's kind of interesting. But anyway, so like that's what I found on Netflix, and I was like kind of disappointed, but there was some humor in there. But I went to Disney Plus, you know, assuming it was just Pixar, Marvel, blah, blah, blah. And I did some scouting, and I was like, man, they got some good stuff on here. I watched Big Trouble in Little China. I don't know, for like the 18th time or whatever. But I was like, they got Big Trouble in Little China on Disney Plus? I don't know. I guess maybe it was like a Fox production or something. I'm not trying to... Like, I mean, here's what I would say, okay? I'm not trying to get you to add another subscription service. And I'm not trying to get you to switch from Netflix to Disney Plus. I just think it's what you're interested in. If you're interested in a repository of older movies and TV shows, maybe give your Disney Plus a little bit more of a deep dive than just being like, I've already seen Raya and the Last Dragon or whatever. Raya? I don't know. Who? Okay, at least we got some value out of it. If you're more interested in the original programming and you're not into the Marvel stuff, then Netflix is probably the name of the game. I would have to guess, at least. And, you know, the other one, Amazon Prime's got some interesting stuff. I'm a big proponent. If you're into, like, trash reality TV like I am, Amazon Prime will do you... It'll fill you up and never let you down. There's all sorts... And I don't mean to, you know, make Papa Jeff angry with me. We gotta take it. It's so good. But, you know, there's a lot of trash on, on Amazon Prime. I would highly recommend it. Alright, so we didn't... I mean, we're 23 minutes into the run. We're about to leave the catacombs, too. I have no idea how to think about the strength of the run, but it's certainly not bad. I don't know how we're going to use Void. We're certainly not just going to throw charges at the wall and see what sticks. I suppose we could have, and there will be some discourse here. Let's not worry about that for now, okay? I unlocked that on stream. I don't know what it does yet. Full disclosure. Saved. He's so good. He's so good. Times 4. Yeah, I mean, we could have gone to the alt floor, and then Void, of course, can suck up, like, both items, because there's a question mark in there, but I think I just want to get to the Dark Path, and also if we can fight Mega Satan. Because we can fight the Lamb, and then fight Mega Satan. I don't know if we have the capability to beat the Lamb. Like, this is kind of new for me. But we're going to give it an honest try either way. We really... you know what? We don't really care about a deal with the devil now that I think about it. Or wait, this didn't seem to affect our deal with the devil. It was still at 7... I was trying to hit Q there. It didn't take for some reason. Yeah, I thought it was still at 7%. I don't know. Maybe that's the local minimum. We can't get lower? I would like some keys. Would love some keys. Baby, by the way, you're being, like, so good right now? Yeah. Again, I want to resist the notion that quiet always equals good, you know? I think you should make your mark on the world however you see fit. And if that involves, you know, being a little noisy, then, you know, they're gonna hear you roar, or whatever. But polite for sure. Very, very polite. So that was pretty much my Saturday. I mean, we really got to crank up the banter potential in Isaac now that the runs are so long. I mean, this room itself has taken 100 years. We got to get those wisps out there, man. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I'm a fool. Well, no, that's like they changed the mimics to make them more insidious again. Like they reverted back to their previous meta there. I can't be too upset with myself, I think. Keys, thank you. Oh, so we have seen our item room. Let's go back for that. And that's about it. Like that's what's going on over here. We're just chilling. Excited to, like, obviously there's been a ton of Isaac content. Excited to play some non-Isaac stuff coming up this week. Still gonna be a lot of Isaac, but definitely interested in getting the variety engine going again. I'm not gonna, you know, spoil what we may or may not be playing, but I think we got a great AoE setup here. Oh, woo. That's the clicker, presumably. This is just a terrible choice, and you can call me Anti-Zane if you want. Or Uncle Zane, I guess. But we can't even suck it up with Void because it'll ruin our ability to get the unlocks with Bethany. It's like one of the... I mean, I don't like the clicker to begin with, but in some situations it can be fun, and in other situations it can actually just be great. But we're gonna play it very cool here. Am I insane, by the way, or did they make it so that, like, I feel like Guppy's tail gives such a high percentage of Demon Heart, or not Demon Hearts, Golden Chests, relative to what it used to? I might be mistaken in this department. I can't believe I wasn't hit. Please walk over to the right side of the screen so that I may hit you with Little Brim. I mean, dude, I'm actually, like, the run is slightly underwhelming from a stat standpoint, but the extra damage we're getting from these familiars is super cool. Like, I actually think that's a really neat item, and possibly, like, quite powerful as well. That's the Super Brim. I should have known. I should have known that one. But we're doing pretty well here, considering our stats are not that impressive. I don't remember what Soap does, so I'm gonna take it. I thought it was a Tears upgrade. Oh, of course you did. Yeah, I don't remember what it does until I pick it up, and then I'm like, oh, I was actually right. Alright, maybe you got me on that one. Maybe you got me. It's a very large floor we have here, but you know what? I think one of the strengths, let me put it this way, something that could strengthen your resolve when you play Repentance is just recognizing, like, I think we suck it up. That's a very nice damage bonus. I feel like Void is not giving us what we want. Like, I thought it would give us, like, a super powerful Wisp. It feels like it's just giving us the Wisp of all of the spacebar items we suck up. Okay, so now, like, let's walk through that logically. If it gives you the Wisps of all the things you suck up, then we should suck up as many spacebar items as possible in order to create, like, you know, make it worth our while. Once every 6 rooms, we could create more than 6 Wisps. Okay, I think Baby Bender is going to be insanely great here. Like, for example, we already know that this is good. But what if we suck it up instead? Do we get 2 Wisps? I think we did get 2 Wisps. Okay, baby. Now, we're not going to suck up the clicker, because it's just not... It doesn't work, unfortunately. We're going to go to the shop. Maybe at some point we'll get a reroll or a per throw or something like that. We can start to hang our hat on that. But yeah, I'm really, like, I feel like a lot of... I've been playing pretty well. We've had a lot of losses, but that's somewhat typical for sure. Of the game just coming out. But I feel like the number one thing I could say to, like, just keep myself playing as well as I can, at least, is just remind myself, like, yeah, the runs are gonna take a while. The more you try to rush them down, the more likely you are to die. And it's not even like die and then, oh, it takes so much longer to actually finish it. It's more like, you know, just die and be annoyed. You know, like, just not have the same level of success. So I think we don't want to hold 2 spacebar items, I think. I know we had the option here with the backpack yet again. I think we will buy a portable slot, and I just want to see, like... when it pays out, it generates a wisp for us. And it's a wisp based on whatever it is. That's mighty interesting. Let's get some super wisps going here. And then immediately following this, we'll suck it up. Obviously, it's not going to work for us if we don't have any coins. So, like, let's suck it up and then, like, have a coin, I guess. Do we have the charge? We do. Okay. I don't know why that shot, but that's fine. Am I crazy? We have, like, a ton of wisps. Let's open it. Give it a try, at least. I don't know how to feel about it, but it seems interesting. These wisps will... oh, that's fine. In all likelihood, not survive the mom fight. And that's okay, too. You know, we got a lot of golden chests around here. Golden chests have been real quiet since Guppy's tail dropped. You know what I mean, baby? Of course she doesn't. It's a meme. We're not gonna get a charge, so take your speed upgrade. Take your HP upgrade? Like, I don't know what is happening here, but I'm very pleased. I'm also super stoked to have Baby Bender. Like, all of our wisps and also all the familiars we create when we kill enemies get the... get homing tears? Like, this is it's a dream come true. Okay, I almost stepped on that. That would have been disappointing. Watch out. You're fighting default, Mom. But there's been some changes, right? Oh, I thought there was I thought you did a 3-tap Marty now. I'm a fool. I'm an idiot. He's so good. ×4. Driving through downtown Vancouver, begging for the location of the Devil Room through text. I know how this is like the sweetest moment that ever happens to me. When you can read between the lines and see the future, and you just know that there were a bunch of people going like, I personally guarantee. How many times do you think he's going to take the negative, or the Polaroid instead of the negative accidentally? That one goes out to the believers who never had a doubt in their mind to begin with. Okay, so we're going to suck that up for sure, dude. For sure. I'm still not 100% sold on the idea that Void is like a 10 out of 10 Book of Virtues enabler. But I think if you get the right run, it seems to, like, grow accretively. The more trash items you get, the better it gets. Ah, boy. I'm with you, baby. Ah, boy. She's so happy right now. Run, dude! Why did... Oh, because the first one never pays out with the Void play anymore. That's right, that's right. Goo. Try it. We might as well try it. Need more keys, though. Alright, so I gotta recall. The next thing we need to remember... There's so many things to remember in this game now, especially if you're going alt path, but... one of the things we'll be on the lookout for is going to Shoal instead of going to the cathedral. Now, I don't fully trust myself, and I know that I was just rubbing in a second ago how smart I was for having a base level of competence in choosing my item properly, but it's been known to happen. You can't really blame people for suggesting, like, that it won't happen, or that it will happen, because I've made the mistake a few times in my past before. I am hoping, and like, really, I'm really impressed with the amount of damage we're dealing here. Like, we're able to get through these rooms pretty easily without taking damage. Just kind of surprising to me. And we still have our deal with the devil, like, completely intact, at least to the best of its ability, I think. Oh, bless you. Rooms like this are a little spicy sometimes, but... So I want to go to the deal with the devil first, and then we'll go to the curse room. Because we could become Guppy. I know Guppy's been nerfed recently, but... You know, I'm not a technical analyst in that sense. You know, the trend that that Guppy's on, I don't really care. Fundamentally, I respect getting some flies out of every tier, or at least a 50% chance. I think, and I've talked about this ad nauseum on stream. So if you've watched, you know, both feeds, I apologize, but I think people. You have to acknowledge there's some things in Repentance thus far that I'm not, like, insanely into. Not even like I'm negative on them, but I'm not, like, super positive necessarily. But you know, it's still super early, and this will all come in time, right? We're gonna maybe try to suck this up if we even get one. But the flip side is a lot of the sorry, a little phlegmy. A lot of the balance changes. Let me hydrate a little bit here. I can feel the phlegm coming back. A lot of the balance changes to the game, in my opinion, you have to got a little Sunday dry throat. You have to acknowledge people will always be the barrier to entry to like something that's nerfed is so much higher than to like something that's buffed. And then if anybody ever calls you out on it, all you have to do is go, oh, like, oh, I'm sorry, I like fun. I didn't realize fun was illegal. And then, you know, when people don't actually examine the content of the argument, but instead just the, you know, enthusiasm that somebody has for it, or how right it sounds with first principles, then they're like, yeah, he's right. But I think that, you know, we lived in like an Isaac ecosystem for 4 or 5 years where, you know, it was not uncommon to hear of somebody getting a triple-digit win streak. You know, you could go, I wonder if we could blow this up, actually. We totally can, and, you know, get a little money, maybe. Ooh, hello, baby, hello, baby. How'd you take your own sock off? That's amazing. This baby's very talented. She was eating her foot the other day. I was like, I can't even touch my toes. And she was shoving her own foot in her mouth. It's crazy. But, you know, I think Isaac as a game is more enjoyable to watch when runs are tougher. So you gotta find a way to toughen the game up without, you know, angering people too much. And it's a very difficult balance to strike. So a lot of the changes that have been made, I actually feel like in time, people will come to accept them as positives. Like not being able to cheese deals with the devil, I think is sensible. Just being honest. You know, you used to be able to get a lot of deals at half price. And a strength card basically guaranteed you like another free one. HP was trivial for the most part. Not... Goo. Not to mention... stuff like, you know, being able to get demon judgments to pay out twice as quickly because you could play them 2 times with only getting hit once. Like, those changes, I think they make the game better because you're not just leaning on, like, leverage points in order to basically get so many, you know, acquire so many items that the game becomes super easy. Now, the flip side of that is that you kind of had to do that in Afterbirth Plus because the item bloat really felt like it was punishing, right? You know, you had to get as many at-bats as possible just to get damage upgrades instead of items that, you know, were like trivial statistical increases to attributes that don't matter at all. But every time, man. I'm cautiously, like, pleased with the item balance in Repentance so far. That doesn't mean I haven't had some runs where I'm like, literally, we've gotten almost nothing of value, but I do feel like there's that risk-reward. That there was no outlet for it in Afterbirth Plus, but now with the alt floors and stuff like that, there is. Oh, how much do you want to bet? He's gonna go to he's totally gonna go to the cathedral, dude. Look at how smart I am. The man's a genius. Okay, we're on Shoal. For the first time in 100 years, I'm on Shoal. I kind of can't believe I still have 2 wisps. That's pretty cool. I would like to get more, but I remain... You know what? At this point, we're not going to get that many items. We should wisp up, dude. I know we're going to get hit. Just accept it. Okay. I mean, like, we generated a lot of Spirit Hearts, I just realized. Now look at this. These wisps, many of them will not be long for this world, but this is quite a nice damage increase. No doubt about that. Now it becomes a game of survival. Or its sequel, Survival Goes West. I can't believe that worked for us. I know. What's the better Twitch TV emote? It's like Monka S, but with a mask on. I just give Flemmy in the morning, man. I don't know what to... I've never felt more seen than when I was watching Sip stream a little bit in the morning. Because it would, you know, on his time in the UK, it's like, you know, the afternoon. And he was like, sorry guys, I'm just a little phlegmy today. I was like, see, there's dozens of us. Always, as a kid, I never cleared my throat at all. And whenever I would see, like in movies, an adult clear their throat, I was like, that's an act of fiction. As an adult, I probably clear my throat, I would say 3,000 times an hour. Maybe a little... Maybe that's a little much. Okay, we start with the Fallen, right? Super Fallen. So this will be an unlock. Dude, this is... I gotta, like, own up to the fact that the YouTube episodes, like, we haven't won every single one, but the only one we threw, and this is very unfortunate from, like, an analytics standpoint, the only run we really threw... was the first one, which is really funny to me, because that's the one that you'd like to make the best first impression possible, but every other run we've tried, for sure. Okay, so before we leave, and we could go fight the Void, but that's not really like something I'm interested in because well, I guess we have to do it at some point. But this run with Mega Satan enabled, I think that's about the peak of our abilities here. We'll try to fight the Lamb and then fight Mega Satan. And so stupid, so stupid. To be honest, I would be happy to get just the Lamb done. I was gonna say either, but that's not really how it works. I'd be happy to get just the Lamb done, but we will, like, give it a try to fight Mega Satan as well, if we beat the Lamb. And we got the World card, which is freaking sick, dude. Sick nasty. Plus, we're about to get 4 items, and we've got great, or no, 4 red chests. And we've got great luck for the future. Possibly more items incoming on the Void, or on the Dark Room. And we gotta remind ourselves as well, as I have not been taking pills, I apologize, but we gotta remind ourselves as well, we should probably just use Void as much as possible. Urn of Souls has appeared in the basement. Unlock challenge number 38, how about that? He's so good. Oh, they've changed things. Okay, so we're gonna do a room, we're gonna talk. HP is important. Here's what I'm gonna say right off the bat. This item, Maw of the Void, no longer generates Demon Hearts. Or has a damage upgrade. It's only the AoE. So I think that for 2 HP, in our current situation, it's not worth it. I think it's an interesting nerf that I need to think more about. And that's not just my way of being polite. Like, I think that the AoE damage from Maw of the Void is really good. It's lost a lot. It's lost maybe even the bulk of its power, but it might still be pretty sick. But I think we want Sulfur, because Sulfur, when we use it, it will give you Brimstone for that room. I don't think we want Demon Baby. Necronomicon's kind of interesting for me, because it would add another, like, Wisp potential. But I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't think it's worth the HP. So now, and dude, Brimstone Wisp? Brimstone Wisp, but it's so small. The Brimstone Wisp is so tiny, but still, like, it's less about the Wisp and more about having Brimstone for, like, our boss fights, if possible. I think we got a good thing going here. Also, what an interesting change to the Dark Room to make it, like, more usable than previous, because you're not just getting a bunch of troll bombs when you come down here. That's pretty sick. Oh, honey. She's been so good. Oh my god! You've been so good. We just got a little bit more to go on this episode, sweetheart. I promise you. I know you, because how could you understand? You grew up in a world where Isaac runs were 30 minutes long, and now it takes 30 minutes just to get out of the basement. It's crazy. Oh, okay, honey. Frog likes to hop, pop, pop. He jumps in the water. Boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boom. Splish. Splash. He splishes and splashes, Jerry. He does the splish and then the splash. Baby, I know. Baby, did you know? I've been reading the comments. There was, somebody commented that their baby has the exact same keyboard that plays that song, and they've grown to hate it. You're helping Daddy make some friends out here. I mean, presumably, I didn't think it was a one-of-a-kind keyboard. I mean, we bought it in, like, you know, Toys R Us or something. Baby. Okay, we might have to make this a little pause, like, two-parter. We're gonna fight in here, and we wanted to use Void there, because, you know, having Brimstone for the fight is obviously, like, insanely valuable. Ah, Gooby. Having the soul is unbelievably great as well. Dude, this run ended up like it got there. Baby, do not fear. Your time will come, okay? I took a little damage, but that's okay. Would you like to do a victory lap? Not right now. Thank you for the alabaster box unlock, apparently. Let's throw a pause in this. I'll placate the baby, and then we'll take on Mega Satan in a minute here. Alright, I have returned with a renewed desire to destroy Mega Satan. Now, I hear ya, by the way. I would like, if possible, to be able to suck up the D10, I just don't know if it's worth getting 2 charges. I think we might be in a 1 charge kind of situation where it's a little bit better for us to just get void charged up and then, you know, live our lives from that point onwards. Don't even talk to me about holy water. I don't know what it does. I'm getting memed on 24/7 by people that have watched 36 hours of Isaac content in the last 30 hours. They're running parallel processing, dual monitor setups. People say things to me, NL, Curse of the Tower is good now. I take it it's the same item. At least it feels the same. Well, maybe they recently introduced a new kind of architecture into its processing, but it feels the same. People say, have you checked out new holy water? It's freaking sick. I don't know. I don't believe you yet. I simply do not believe you. I'll believe it when I frickin' see it, man. How does that sound? Okay, take me in here. We're ready to go. Got a couple of nice wisps. It's a new Mega Satan? I'm scared. Or no, maybe you just summon him by walking on that. Maybe that's been in the game forever and I'm a fool. I don't know. There you go, new holy water. New holy water just dropped. Well, you know what? It did do damage without me getting hit. So that's kind of a new one. Oh, you throw it now. You throw it and it generates some creep. That's kind of interesting. What's going on with this bomb, man? Is that a wisp that I have control of, or is that something to do with, is that something to do with the boss? I don't know. It does keep blowing up in his face. I think he's immune right now, but... Baby, I gotta be honest with you. I have not had a great Mega Satan fight here. And I think that I will, I'm gonna be in a little bit of trouble here. Certainly a little embarrassed by my performance so far. We could teleport out and try to get, like, full health. But I'm just gonna try to calm down. It's still, in my opinion, this is a successful run, no matter what. But it could be more successful. Beautiful, beautiful play. I also would not mind if you paid out with like a... No, what? You were hiding, you jerk. Our damage is amazing, though. Especially with like multi-dimensional baby just chilling up there. Well, I'll tell you, if we get hit one more time early, we have to stop. We have to full card out and it has to. I hate it. We were probably not going to win. We'll still possibly die, for the record, but I need to give myself a chance to get back. As long as the door isn't closed. If the door is closed, I'll be highly disappointed. But for now, we're just chilling. We're just chilling, dude. Give me some HP. See, that's what I'm getting at right there. You know, I mean, you gotta take it, right? Like, we're not gonna suck that up. We're not gonna get enough charges. Okay. Honestly, I'm not that mad. I just couldn't see it coming. Still a good run. We got a lot of stuff unlocked as Bethany. It seems like a loss, but I'd treat this as an absolute win. For now, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the episodes, click the like button, watch the streaming playlist, or even better, watch me live, twitch.tv/northernlion. I'm live every day but Saturday. Saturday's a long way away. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!